Hello, everybody. Namaste. How are you all? I hope, yeah. Elena, you are doing wonderful. Great to know that. So it's a sixth day, and congratulations. We came so far, and consistently, these 6 days, whatever we committed to ourselves, uh, we walked this path and reached to day six. So this is so wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for, you know, following your heart, basically. Yeah. So it's a sixth day, and today we are going to discuss about Ma Katyayani Devi. Yeah. Till now, we reached we discussed about root chakra, Swadhisthana chakra, Manipur chakra, heart chakra, and throat chakra. And today, through Ma Katyayani, we are discussing about our third eye chakra. Uh, so yesterday we discussed about the expressions. How can we express ourselves? And whatever whatever we want to create after creation, that is like showing up to world, we reached till that point. And what is beyond that? So beyond that is seeing the unseen reality, stepping into some some kind of supernatural powers. So Ma Katyayani represents uh, the supernatural powers, the psychic abilities within us. And she is the most violent form of Ma Durga or Ma Adi Shakti. And she is also known as Mahishasur Mardini. So this is very interesting story behind Ma Katyayani, that, the sage Katyayan, actually he didn't had a child, and he really wanted a girl child. So he did tapasya sadhana for longer period of time, and he worshipped Ma Durga and asked, prayed to Ma Durga that, can you take birth as my daughter? And this sage Katyayan was very visionary sage, because during those days, this demon called Mahishasur, he was creating havoc on earth and also in the heaven. So he has that vision that if Ma took some form of warrior, she can kill this Mahishasur. And um, this is also said that Ma Katyayani has all the aspects or the combinations or the powers of Lord Vishnu, Lord Brahma, and Lord Mahesh. So she is made up of the powers or the skills of Tridev. And this form is manifested because of the visionary thought of the sage Katyayan. This story is written in Kalika Puran, and also in some other scriptures. And this is also said that sage Katyan was the first uh, person who worshipped Ma Durga. So he is also, you know, he is also such a powerful man, or such a intuitive, or he has the greater purpose, not only has the small purpose, like, I want a child. So He is like he was seeing beyond something, beyond the reality. It's not the selfish wish to have a daughter who is the form of Adi Shakti. It is not simple, right? To give birth, to become a parent of these kind of powerful entities or powerful spirits, is it's not easy. So in that way, this Katan also, worked on himself. He is um, also, you know, also overcome his fears, his anxieties, and he becomes so mature and visionary, then intuitive to, ask something. So this is so wonderful. In Marathi, there is this saying that, every family want a child like Shivaji Maharaj, but nobody wants to be like his mother, like Ma Jizamata. So to give birth to such a powerful man as a parent, you should be that much capable. It's not easy. Yeah. So are you like a Jizamata to manifest such a wonderful child, such an amazing child? But these stories also give us that hope that we can be, yeah, we can be. We have that power and we have that ability too. But the only thing is we need to unfold that reality. We need to look within ourselves. We need to believe in ourselves. That is what is needed. And in terms of Garbha Samskara, in this whole practice of Garbha Samskara, there is this saying that if you call a divine soul, that that also come to you and take birth from you, through you. So in Garbha Samskara, it is also said that the girl should prepare herself to be a mother since her first menstrual cycle, first period. So it is not a one day ka role. It is not a quick work to do. It is a consistent devotional work. Yeah. Yes, Lavanya ji. Yeah, Rena, love the stories with morals. Yeah, yeah, it's so lovely. And these stories are stories contain so much wisdom if we see beyond. These are the metaphoric stories, really the metaphoric stories. So, uh, so we need to prepare ourselves every day, every time, because we are creating a next generation through us. So, what kind of seed we are sowing? What is the quality of that seed? It depends on us. So, if we want, everybody want peace in their life, right? Everybody want happiness, peace, joy, the celebration. Everybody wants. Right? Am I right? Do you want peace in your life or not? Do you want chaos or the struggle? Anybody here want struggle, suffering? Yeah? Tell me in chat box. Yes, Lavanya ji. You want peace. I want happiness. Somebody want joy. Somebody want wealth. Uh, all the positive emotions we want. But if I want peace, am I uh, giving out peace to others? Am I sharing my joy or the happiness to others? What about men preparing their seed accordingly? Yes, yes, it's it's for both. It's not only for the girls. It's for both because they also need to prepare themselves. Because as we know, as we discussed about the masculine and feminine power, that power plays the equal role in manifesting a next generation. It's nothing, not only a female's job, the woman's job. It's the both uh, is equally responsible for their creation. It's not a my creation. My child is not only my creation, right? It's not only my decision. It's the collective decision. It's mine and my husband's decision. And the quality of his beingness and my beingness, when come together, it creates a new energy. So trying to share, yes, Lavanya ji, so wonderful, so wonderful. Whatever we have, we can give that only. If I have an empty glass, how can I offer you water? I can't. So whatever we have, we can offer that, we can use that, we can pass it on to next generation. So this preparation is started not from the time of marriage. It's actually started before, much before that. What I'm giving to myself, to this society, what kind of mentality, what kind of belief system, what kind of energy. So this this Ma Katyayani is like, she is the manifestation of the uh, sage Katyayan. He visioned that, one day everything was created like hell on this earth planet and everybody was suffering. So who will save us? So let me do my job. Let me worship Ma Durga so she can take form and she can, end the whole suffering of this the world or the society. So with this story, the metaphor or the moral is like, uh, this is the negative form. Selfishness is the negative form, negative aspect. And when we overcome that aspect, we become selfless. And that is the more valued thing. Whenever I ask wealth from the God, whenever I ask, please give me, please open the opportunities for my work. Along with that, I'll ask the universe that, make me that much stronger, or give me that much wisdom that I can share my wisdom, my skills with others. And along with my professional services, I also help people who are, the community. I work with communities, the old age homes, sometimes the orphan homes. So what do I do with that money? I maybe give donations to such people. I can offer the free counseling sessions sometimes, because they also need. How can they afford, right? So asking wealth, asking X money in my life, it's not a selfish vision. It go along with something selfless, and then it will manifested very easily. When we see the money is the energy, it should flow, right? If only I am a taker, if if you breathe only inhalation, what will happen? No exhalation. If we are only eating, not passing our stools, what will happen? We'll die. So this is the nature's law, the important law. Whatever we take, we should give. If we are taking oxygen, we should give carbon dioxide. And that carbon dioxide is used for the plant to grow. That, and because of that carbon dioxide, the plants produces oxygen for us. So we all are interdependent beings. And this interdependence is like seeing beyond our senses. And this is shown by this story. Not ordinary people can see the future. What will happen? What will this Mahishasur will do with us? Not any ordinary person can thought about it, but this Katyayan can thought. Yeah. So seeing beyond ordinary or beyond our senses. What is there? What is the future? And this quality is connected with our third eye chakra. Yeah, this quality of seeing beyond. When our third eye chakra is activated, we intuitively see maybe the future, maybe we intuitively feel that what is good for us and what is not. And not only about us, but about society too. So, Ma Katyayani um, is like the Katyayan has the superpower to see, and we are actually, everybody witnessed his superpower through Ma Katyayani. So we all are the witnesser. We just witness thing. But at the same time, though we are observer, we also have the quality to see, to think. But when can we see beyond? When? When can we see the beyond? When we become the visionary. When we look through the eyes of love, through the eyes of compassion. When we develop the quality of empathy, then we can see the picture, picture beyond these eyes. Yeah. So, and how to develop these qualities in us, the supernatural qualities. So one thing is the sadhana or the concentration on our third eye chakra is the simplest and easiest way to activate this chakra. We'll doing this that practice today. And other thing is knowing the truth. And what is that truth? The truth is I am not this body. I'm not this mind also. I'm not this hairs. I'm not this skin. But I am the creator. I am the God. I am the God of my own soul. and soul is the ultimate truth. And what is this soul? The soul is energy. The soul is wisdom. Soul is the consciousness. And through this, we can see the broader aspects. Uh, the one simple example, you know, we all had difficult situations in our life. Yeah, we all had one or many also. What happened during that difficult situation? What we think about it? Just share with me. What do you think? If you are in mess, a complete mess, a confused state, or in middle of the some challenging situation.
We'll think out of this world. So
Yeah,
get out of this world. Yeah.
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 Sometimes
Either we will be irritated, angry,
angry,
or
irritated.
yeah, we lost our
Yeah,
mind. Yeah.
yeah. Or we ask, why me?
Yes. Right.
Yes, always we ask, why me, yaar? Why this happening to me?
To me, yeah, that is the
Yeah,
one word.
why
Yeah.
me is a core. Yeah, the whole
And
world is
God
against
punishing
me.
me.
Yeah.
Before coming
Then,
to this path, we think that why God is punishing me.
yes,
Uh,
yes, yes. Why God is punishing me? Yeah, what I'm learning from this. Yeah, but yeah, Rena, uh, this question come much later.
After awareness, we'll get that.
After
Before,
awareness, after we calm down, this question will come. The whole world is against me. Yes, I am very alone. There is no one supporting me here. I have done so much. Yeah, yeah, I have done so much sins. Okay. Because of that, God is punishing me. Oh my God, I don't know how many sins I have done, not only in this life, but many lives. So, under all these questions, why me is the constant question. Yeah. And when that situation passes, how we'll feel. Then, as Rena said, what I am learning from this. Yeah. Uh, if there is this beautiful story I read somewhere. The couple is traveling somewhere, and they are in traveling by bus. Okay. At some point of time they realized, their station passed, and in very hurriedly they just come out of bus, and bus gone. And after a 15 minutes, bus bus had a very bad accident. So this couple, uh, the husband was feeling that, like, oh, we are so lucky. Thank God we didn't waited for the another station. We just left here. And the wife was thinking, oh, this is so bad happened to those people. This should not be done. How can I survived? So she was in that guilt. See the two perspectives? They are the different perspectives, right? Yeah. So when that situation passes, we find that there was something good in it. And that is like seeing beyond things. That is called, you know, in the middle of chaos, we actually not in that state to look rationally, and it's okay. It's a human nature. If somebody has a accident, and the blood or the many fractures are there, do he sit and think about what is there, what I am learning? No, he will just scream and shout. He was so in immense pain. That is obviously, obviously, we ask, "Arey, what was wrong with me? Why I, I just missed my mind and I fell down and made this accident." But later on, maybe he realized, oh, I was so overloaded. I was very tired of my work. Thank God I I got this time to rest. I got this time to read something, to reflect on, to think about my situation. So, this is like a broader perspective, the purpose of the chaos. As yesterday I was sharing, every single thing has a purpose in our life. Everything. Uh, everything has a role to play. So, seeing beyond, when when can we see beyond? When we are completely empty within us. And when we activate this selflessness, one most important thing happen is like we drop all the judgments about self and also the judgments about others. So doing sadhana or knowing this truth that I am not this body and I am not this mind, and knowing that whatever is happening around us, this is all prapancha, the drama, and we don't need to, you know, play this drama, or it's a temporary. Then we become that much wise, or the that much we get that clear vision. Yeah. So this sadhana about third eye chakra is telling us that we are not this body. And as I know this truth for myself, that I am not this body, it also for others too. Yeah. Rena is not her body or her mind. She is a pure consciousness, as I am. And that knowingness actually help us drop all the judgments, all the judgments. So, on this note, I would like you to write uh, first thing, do you judge yourself? And what are those points on which you judge yourself? And the next thing is, how do you judge others? Do you judge people or yourself on looks, the appearance, or the behavior, or their economical conditions? What are your measures? We judge people and ourselves by our spiritual practices too. So, when uh, I become vegetarian long back, it was my teenage years, and it just intuitively I felt, and uh, my family is non-vegetarian, and I started following the path of vegetarianism. So I that time I didn't know why this is so important, or what is the significance, spiritual significance of uh, this to be veg. like that. But as I started my spiritual practices, I always compared myself with a non-vegetarian person. I felt like, they are so dumb, they are so bad people. Yeah, this is the general natural tendency uh, of people, or maybe we compare as a meditator and non-meditator people sometimes, um, or the comparison or judgments come uh, as a knowledge base. Myself can't understand. Uh, uh, can you elaborate, Geeta ji? Now, as a meditator, I think differently. This is my karmic effect. There can be a lesson in it. Universe is teaching me. Yes, yes. So, Geeta ji, can you elaborate your question? So, I can answer. So, these are all the judgments we carry with us. But when we see the truth that, I have taken this birth to experience this life or to learn something. So you are. And that awareness actually help us to see empathetically, help us to see non-judgmentally. And I hated sharing my meals or going out with non-vegetarian friends. But I am comfortable today because it's their own path, their own learnings, their own choices. And when this thought actually came, or this change happened, everything is changed in my life. I become more and more compassionate towards these people also. And maybe I had that quality because I worked with criminals also for few years. So I seen their truth too, their suffering too. So they are also human. They are also going through some or the other kind of difficult situations, and they had their own learnings too. They have their own role to play if we see through the broader perspective. For example, if if Kaikai wouldn't there in Ramayana, can you imagine? Ram didn't had the Vanvas. He hadn't that hadn't happened. He went to Sri Lanka and the whole story of Ravana. So Kaikai has this purpose. Why to send Rama to Vanvas? She has a broader perspective. She is the um, real heroine of the story, actually. Yeah, she is the savior of the whole world, because Ravana was a demon, as we know. Yeah, so we curse Kekai. Why she did this? She is so bad. Who can think like this? So this is the broader perspective, and how we can evaluate, or how we can find out the broader perspective. Yesterday and day before that, we journaled few things. Through writing we can get these insights. what is behind this? What is behind this? So I share my story. I worked as a makeup artist and hairstylist a long back before after my graduation, and during those days also I was working as a volunteer for some of the philosophical organizations. I was following spirituality and everything, and I through my makeup work I was earning good money, and something shift happened, and I that thought just came randomly that I am not made up for this. This is not my purpose. And you know what? That from that day, my income was zero. No work, no opportunities, and nothing for next 3 4 years, till I learned the psychology and started, declaring that I'm available for counseling and everything. So during those days, my family, my parents were telling, why you left your this pretty good job profession? You were earning so well, na? You were getting orders from films or from marriage or weddings. Why you left? But after walking all these years, I realized I'm enjoying my this work. I'm made for this. So all those financial suffering, it just melted down as I evaluated the whole scenarios in my life. But it will take time. It will not. Uh, it will not. It's not a magic. We need to reflect every day. Every day, we need to write our state of mind. We need to, observe our day, observe our emotions, the intensity or the spectrum of our emotions throughout the day. I observe that in which emotions the emotion is predominant for you. Are you angry most of the time, or are you in fear most of the time? Are or are you at peace, or are you felt confident during the whole day? So this writing gives us a whole authentic picture about ourselves. And this writing also help us to activate our third eye chakra, because it's all about empowering our uh, frontal lobe, or front part of the brain, which is a perceptional brain. We perceive things, whatever information environment is giving us, it comes here first, and then the processes happens in brain, and then evaluation happen, and then the whatever we perceived is stored in the short term memory or the long term memory. And throughout this process, after that, we develop some or the other kind of beliefs. The beliefs about self, beliefs about our family members, our loved ones, beliefs about our friends, society, everything. And we have very few core beliefs about these 3 4 areas. So this third eye chakra plays a very important role in our life. If somebody is angry and we label that person is like he is angry, it means we are labeling, we are giving the name to that person, that angry, anger. We labeled him. But if we say, he is feeling angry today, at this moment. We are separating the emotion and the person. He is just feeling anger at this moment. I am feeling anger. I am feeling fear. I am feeling anxiety. And that is so empowering to us. For example, you know, in this competitive world, everybody, every family want their child to be ranked, to be pass in 99 or even 99.95% marks. Topper, yes, topper in all subjects, in all, not only in academic subjects, but the kid should be all rounder. He should be sports person, he should be creative person, everywhere. He should get trophies, the appreciations and all. So what this bacha think, I am is equal to 99%. I am not good enough without 99%. So this is the thinking, or this is the belief is developed in that child's mind. If I can't get 99%, I'm just worthless. So marks is equal to the kid. 99% is equal to Manisha. Is this statement right? This is not right. I'm not 99%. I'm beyond that. I'm something else. I'm good in yeah, 90. Yes, it's 100%. Sometimes. Yeah, and nowadays, even the students getting 100% too. Not even one wrong answer. Yeah. So much pressure, so much uh, conditioned they are. So these kind of judgments or these kind of beliefs, how these beliefs develop? Through our third eye chakra. This is the perception center of ours. This is the wisdom eye. Yeah. And this third eye chakra is also about the higher knowledge. Yeah. As we discussed right now, I am angry at this moment. I'm feeling this anger. I'm separating myself. So I can be peaceful too. I'm good also. This anger is not definition of Manisha. This is just one part of me. Yeah. So this is like seeing beyond the senses. So through senses, we can just grab or perceive a limited knowledge or limited wisdom. So let's do uh, a quick exercise to activate or to energize our third eye chakra. And post that, we will do the meditation process. So close your eyes. And before that, if you have specs, just remove them. Uh, and yeah, don't close your eyes first. Yeah, sorry. Uh, and just put your finger on your third eye chakra and softly press it and start observing. If you want to close your eyes, you can. Just start observing what you're feeling. Is there anything happening? Just press there. Be there for a while. And now I want you to move your fingers circularly, clockwisely on your third eye chakra and see or observe what's happening there. Slowly stop this circular movement. Remove your finger from your forehead and let me know how you felt. Is there any energy shift you are seeing? This is the simple process we can do whenever we are in confused state. When you when we want feels lighter, yeah, it's so soothing actually, and it helps us to develop our intuition power. This is the doorway to open our higher or our supernatural skills also. So when we activate or when we drop all the judgments, we see this whole world in sense of the oneness. We drop this fact is like a fact of separation or the duality, and we see the divine in each and every person, in each and every person. And it's okay if we can't right now. It's completely okay. We are not in hurry. And this is also nothing called as a good or bad. If I feel oneness with everybody, it's a good quality, and somebody is with me is not seeing through the eyes of empathy, he is bad. These statements is is very judgmental. Yeah, everybody has their own journey, and maybe the person can't feel empathy, but might be there is some other quality in that person. And actually, when we drop all these judgments about self, first about self and then about others, or some people find it other way around. They find easy to drop judgments for others, and then working on or dropping self judgments is difficult for them. It's okay. It's completely okay. But this writing about self, what I think about myself, how I am, what I am, these three questions are so powerful questions to actually uh, unlock everything for us. This actually gives us um, a reality about self. But we need to be authentic while writing what I feel about myself. And writing about, the feelings or how I think about myself gives us the core beliefs about self, even the judgments. Where do we judge ourselves? And that is really a good task or good practice to start with. This practice actually um, open ups uh, the whole world. It's a magical world within us. When we see the vulnerable parts or the negative parts in us and we try to accept it, it becomes so easy. And as I have these negative parts, yeah, the other person is also having that part. It's okay. And that these two words, that it's okay if I have, he has, she has, this is called as acceptance. And this acceptance is the first step to activate our third eye chakra. We see a whole, we see in terms of whole, the completeness. Yeah. So, on this term, let's do a meditation. And before that, any any questions or the sharing, or else we can start the meditation. Yeah. So close your eyes, and we are chanting today the mantra, I am not this body, I am not this mind, I am the divine. Okay, these three sentences, with each inhalation and exhalation, we are chanting in our mind, or loudly. Yeah. Um, I'm not this body, I'm not this mind, I am divine. I am the pure consciousness. Yeah. Okay. So maybe for first 5 to 10 minutes, we'll chant these mantras. I'm instructing you, and then we'll shift to Anapansati meditation. Yeah. So close your eyes. Keep your back reasonably straight. We are chanting these mantra with complete awareness. Breathe in, breathe out. First, be aware with your body, this physical body. Though we are saying that I am not this body, but in physical plane, this body is so, so important. Without this body, we can't we can't experience the senses. We can't gain knowledge or the wisdom. This body is the gateway or the medium to experience spirituality. This body is a medium to evolve our soul. So be aware with your body and be grateful to your body too. This body is given identity to you. But this body is a temporary clothing. So breathe in, breathe out. With next inhalation, say to yourself, I am not this body. With next exhalation, say to yourself, I am not this mind. I am not this body. I am not this mind. I am not this body. I am not this mind. Breathe in, breathe out. Be aware with your breath. Along with this chanting, I am not this body. I am not this mind. I am not this body. I am not this mind. I am not this body. I am not this mind. I am not this body. I am not this mind. I am not this body. I am not this mind. I am not this body. I am not this mind. I am not this body. I am not this mind. I am not this body. I am not this mind. I am not this body. I am not this mind. I am not this body. I am not this mind. I am not this body. I am not this mind. I am not this body. I am not this mind. I am not this body. I am not this mind. I am not this body. I am not this mind. I am not this body. I am not this mind. I am not this body. I am not this mind. I am not this body. I am not this mind. I am not this body. I am not this mind. I am not this body. I am not this mind. I am not this body. I am not this mind. I am not this body. I am not this mind. I am not this body. I am not this mind. I am not this body. I am not this mind. I am not this body. I am not this mind. I am not this body. I am not this mind. I am not this body. I am not this mind. I am not this body. I am not this mind. I am not this body. I am not this mind. I am not this body. I am not this mind. I am not this body. I am not this mind. I am not this body. I am not this mind. I am not this body. I am not this mind. I am not this body. I am not this mind. I am not this body. I am not this mind. I am not this body. I am not this mind. I am not this body. I am not this mind. I am not this body. I am not this mind. Last time, I am not this body. I am not this mind. Now take a deep breath in and let it go from your mouth. Deep breath in, let it go from your mouth. And now gently tap on your third eye chakra, very gently. Tap. And while tapping, just imagine that you are breathing into your third eye chakra and you are breathing out from it. Just air is going upwards from your nose till your third eye chakra, and the air is coming out from your third eye chakra. And with these two activities or the actions, chant the new mantra, I am pure consciousness. I am the divine. I am the pure consciousness. I am the divine. I am the pure consciousness. I am the divine. I am the pure consciousness. I am the divine. You can stop tapping anytime whenever you feel to stop, but keep chanting the mantra. I am the pure consciousness. I am the divine. I am the pure consciousness. I am the divine. But breathe in to your third eye chakra and breathe out from your third eye chakra. I am the pure consciousness. I am the divine. I am the pure consciousness. I am the divine. I am the pure consciousness. I am the divine. I am the pure consciousness. I am the divine. I am the pure consciousness. I am the divine. I am the pure consciousness. I am the divine. I am the pure consciousness. I am the divine. I am the pure consciousness. I am the divine. I am the pure consciousness. I am the divine. I am the pure consciousness. I am the divine. I am the pure consciousness. I am the divine. I am the pure consciousness. I am the divine. I am the pure consciousness. I am the divine. I am the pure consciousness. I am the divine. I am the pure consciousness. I am the divine. I am the pure consciousness. I am the divine. I am the pure consciousness. I am the divine. I am the pure consciousness. I am the divine. I am the pure consciousness. I am the divine. I am the pure consciousness. I am the divine. I am the pure consciousness. I am the divine. I am the pure consciousness. I am the divine. I am the pure consciousness. I am the divine. I am the pure consciousness. I am the divine. I am the pure consciousness. I am the divine. I am the pure consciousness. I am the divine. I am the pure consciousness. I am the divine. I am the pure consciousness. I am the divine. I am the pure consciousness. I am the divine. I am the pure consciousness. I am the divine. I am the pure consciousness. I am the divine. I am the pure consciousness. I am the divine. I am the pure consciousness. I am the divine. I am the pure consciousness. I am the divine. I am the pure consciousness. I am the divine. I am the pure consciousness. I am the divine. I am the pure consciousness. I am the divine. I am the pure consciousness. I am the divine. I am the pure consciousness. I am the divine. I am the pure consciousness. I am the divine. I am the pure consciousness. I am the divine. I am the pure consciousness. I am the divine. I am the pure consciousness. I am the divine. I am the pure consciousness. I am the divine. I am the pure consciousness. I am the divine. I am the pure consciousness. I am the divine. I am the pure consciousness. I am the divine. I am the pure consciousness. I am the divine. I am the pure consciousness. I am the divine. I am the pure consciousness. I am the divine. And now gently keep breathing in and breathing out. You can continue breathing into your third eye chakra and breathing out from it, or you can shift to basic Anapanasati meditation. Last 1 minute. Be with your breath. Don't open your eyes. Last 10 seconds. Gently bring your awareness to this present moment. 5, 4, 3. Be aware with your surroundings, with your body. 2, 1, 0. Whenever you are ready, keep your hands on your eyes and open your eyes very gently, very slowly behind your hands. And come to this present moment with a big smile on your face. I think everybody is in trance today. So I don't want to disturb them. We can just express our heartful gratitude to our parents, to our teachers, masters, to Mother Nature, to Divine Father, and heartfelt gratitude to this platform and each and everybody connected to this platform. and deep gratitude to self. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Thank you. So I think on this note, we can close today's meeting and we'll meet tomorrow, same time, to share our wisdom with each other. Yeah.